We are living in a time of a great scientific discovery. Scientists have always observed in marine sediment an oxic zone, which is an area with high oxygen content. Below that, there is an anoxic zone, which is an area with no oxygen but high hydrogen sulfide. In between these two zones, there is the suboxic zone, where there is no oxygen and no hydrogen sulfide. And there are centimeters of spaces between this suboxic zone and the two other zones. Scientists have been mystified as to why this suboxic zone exists, and they hypothesized that it can only exist if there was transport of electrons, which are negatively charged particles, from the anoxic zone to the oxic zone. But to them, that seemed impossible because of the centimeter of spaces, because to bacteria, that would seem like miles. It wasn't until 2012, which is still very recent, that they discovered that this suboxic zone exists because of a bacteria in the Desulfobulbaceae family, being called the cable bacteria. These bacteria function by oxidizing hydrogen sulfide to gain the electrons that they transport off their chains of stacked cells to be able to get to the oxygen to generate energy. This is how they work. Imagine if a mom left the cookie jar out of reach from her children. One child cannot be able to get to the cookie jar alone. But if all of the children work together, piggybacking off each other to be able to form a totem pole, they could be able to get to the cookie, which is the nutrients. This is similar to how the bacteria function. The scientific community doesn't know how this generated energy is distributed among the cells for growth. And for my project, I tried to address this. My project looked at a community of the bacteria located right in our own backyard in Green Lake. I built a chambered incubator using electrodes where I inoculated it using the sediments containing the bacteria from Green Lake. I then measured the voltages that they created at the different locations in their chain. Going into this project, I hypothesized that the cells at the bottom will create a negative energy compared to the cells at the top, who will create a positive energy. That's like saying that the children at the bottom will get little to no cookies for their effort compared to the children at the top who will get all of the cookies. They don't like to share. The results of this study actually showed that the cells at the bottom and the cells at the top had a almost similar distribution of energy, while the cells in the middle had a varying amount of distribution, but not quite similar to those at the top. That's like saying that the child at the bottom and the child at the top had an almost distribution of cookies, while the children in the middle did not get quite as many. What does this exactly mean? This adds so much more mystery to the bacteria. But so far, my research, and we are the only lab that we know so far who has actually measured the voltages that they create, is a clue to be able to demystify them. And hopefully, we can be able to harness their abilities to be able to follow the scientific agenda. Thank you.